Mic check. Mic check, mic check. Morning Discord, morning YouTube, let's get into it. Okay, so last night or yesterday afternoon I went ahead and made these lick boxes, so we can see that we had our algo in this maroon. We broke the maroon, retested, rejected down to this purple. So what this purple and this orange is converted off the 30-minute. So I'm trying to make the 30-minute chart onto the 1 minute. So let's see if we get above orange, make this lick box support, and then shoot up above 62.87, which would coincide with our pink range. Let's see, the pink range is 62.72. So coming up here shortly. So let's see if we break this 62.87, close enough. Let's see if we break up here and make this support. So we have the 5 MA at 61.50. This might be the touch here on the 5, we'll see. So we're above the water. We're trading high above the water. We just started this bull cycle, so if we get back to this key level, don't overstay your welcome if you're in calls. Let's look at the higher time frames. On the 5 minute, looks like we got some room for some upside on the 5 minute. 30 minute, we're just starting a bull cycle. 1 minute, just starting a bull cycle. Okay, there you go. Everything's firing off. Let's see how much we can get out of this. There has been no call out, by the way, so we're just testing to see if what happens when we get to 87 right here. Let's see if this is going to be the liquidity grab before they head underneath the 5, right? So we want to look for our 5 to be our put setup, something like that. In our call scenario, we're a little late on it. Let's look to see if we get any pullback like that. Strong bull cycle. Strong bull cycle. All right, so we had our confluence of our all three charts telling us we had some room to the upside. This would have been the target. So let's see what happens when we get to the target here. We're trying to see if we're going to grab liquidity off here before the dump, because we know that the market likes to. It's very not impossible, but it's rare that it starts in the up. Like let's say we start with a call or a green candle, and it never returns back here. It's very rare. Or if we start with a red candle, it's very rare we don't return back and go the opposite direction. So we're high above the water here, right? So you can't let, if you're in calls, you don't want to let one candle stop you out. Usually you get another bite at the apple. Yeah, got room on the 5 minute, room on the 30 minute. Let's be patient here because we know there's liquidity built up right in here. And we know our resistance is also right here. So let's see if we break, retest, and reject that resistance. Still a little early in the day. You know, we like a little more data. Let's see the 5 minute if we can tell anything. Yeah, because you see that shoulder could be right here. So we got to look out for this shoulder right here, okay? This is also on the 30 minute, on our trading plan. So let's see if we, on the 5 minute, if we get above and start doing this. Now also on the 30 minute, don't forget we have our pink range here, so let's wait till we get some confirmation. It's still early. Don't rush this. Because we're in a really tight range, so be careful with that range. Look at pink, excuse me, look at the 30 minute. The range of 61 and, excuse me, 62.72 and 61.09. This little range in here, so be careful in there. It's also marked out on our trading plan. So we're on the top of this liquidity box. So we want to see if we're gonna test and reject off of it. So that would be essentially, oh, what happened? Like this, which would be the continuation bolt. See the bolt? So we left this liquidity box, retested the same level, and we're gonna see if we're gonna reject off of it, right? Because you see we have some in here too. See it? Is where we are right now. So we need to see if this area is gonna give us our shoulder, or if it's going to give us our continuation up, right? Very easy. So now you just got to be patient and wait for it to see which way it fades. Clean up the chart just a bit. And then the other thing we need to look out for is the range, right? That we're not just stuck in this range. Meaning don't overstay your welcome. lot of liquidity being built up right here. You see it? Still high above the water. High above the water. And 63 flat would be a natural target. So we got to measure risk to reward on this if it does break above. Because 63, nice round number, should be another key level. Let's see if this is the break, retest, and reject of what is this? Maroon. So we really need to clear this liquidity down here. So on our micro scale or on a shorter term, let's see if this is our head, maybe another liquidity zone right here before it heads out like this. So let's just be patient. So there's a lick zone in here, one in here. You see why I told you let's wait until we get this form support? This is why. Wait for support here. We knew we had to clear this liquidity out over here. We know we have to get above it. It's too much to go in here knowing your resistance is right here. That's why you got to be patient. See if the 5 is going to be the target. I got to clean up this chart. I really got to clean it up. It's too much. Hopefully everyone sees what we had planned out. I got to take these off too. Okay. We're in a tight range here. Don't get caught in this range, okay? That's the answer for right now. Now, if this bear cycle stays inside of this magenta, we'll keep it. All right, let's see if there's gonna be a little a micro shoulder. So we're in magenta until we're not. Just be patient. Let these early candles play out. You're not missing anything. I think Amazon had some bad news, so maybe puts on Amazon today. I think they're getting sued by the federal government for misleading practices or something like that. Maybe puts on Amazon. I think Snapchat, I think I heard Snapchat had a big hit today. Just be patient here, just wait. Usually we like to wait 15 minutes. It's been damn near 15 minutes and we got nothing to go off of, so just be patient. High above the water. It's kind of what it did on on Friday. It had this same pattern Friday and faked me out for the down. Here, watch. This like same kind of pattern. Just much smaller. Okay, if you took this shoulder, you know you can only, you got to start moving your stop, right? So if you took this shoulder right here, now you got to protect your trade. How much you protect it, I don't know. But could you have made money from this shoulder to here? Yes. See how much we can get out of it. Yeah, I think the difference on here is we're really low below the water here. Now we're high above the water over here. Okay, profit target hit. Looks like we're just starting our bull cycle. Okay, so listen. I told everyone if we stay inside this magenta and enter our bull cycle while still being inside this magenta, I told you what to do, right? I told you exactly what was gonna happen. Exactly what was gonna happen. Look, the magenta, right? I drew the, nothing more I can do. 63. Second profit target hit. All right, see if we can get some strength above here. We know it's gonna chop around a little bit. See if we can get some strength out of here. All right, so the whole play-by-play this morning, first candle, I said, if you buy calls right now, your target has to be here. If you survive this bear cycle inside this magenta, this is gonna be the next target, right? All of that happened. Everything that we said would happen, happened. Now look at this. What's that? Discord knows what this is, right? Discord's seen that before. All right, let's see where the support forms. So that now you start moving your stop underneath the wicks. Maybe give it a little room. Give it a little bit of room. Very little bit of room. Because you know there's a lot of liquidity built up here. It can easily grab the liquidity and turn around on you, so. Now let's see if we get above 63 and make 63 support. Okay, here's that strength candle I wanted to see. There goes the strength I wanted to see right here. I said it on this one, but all right, it took this candle here. This is the strength I wanted to see right here. There we go. High above the water. High above the water. Let's see how much we can get out of it. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, if you waited for pink, you're in profit. If you waited for pink, our range, you're in profit. When did that happen? That happened at 66.72. Okay, so this is our entry on our 30-minute candle. This is our entry on our 30-minute candle right here at 72. So you could have looked at this momentum candle right here at 72. You see this? Kind of a momentum candle. Maybe. Debatable. In this context, probably. At least it's a strength candle, right? right here at this level at 72, and then you see this wick right here push it up, which coincided perfectly with the break of 62, 72, winner. And this is what we went over on Friday in the Discord. Look at the money we just printed. This is what we went over on Friday. There's more than one way to win. Look at the money we're printing. There it is. Easy money. Look at the money. There it is. I talked through every single, damn near every candle of this play. Every candle of this play, we talked through. You know your put scenario was somewhere down here underneath the 5. Break, retest, reject of the 5. Had to be, right? So it looks like we grab liquidity off the 5 for the breakup. Also, on the trading plan, give me 1 minute, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Look at the money we're printing. Oh, goodness. Okay. It's been a good day. Oh, wait. That was weird. Okay, I'm probably gonna put my stop somewhere in this green candle here, somewhere in here. I don't know. I'll wait a little bit, or I might wait until this closes, till the MACD closes. I got in somewhere in this candle, so I'm gonna have to. I re-entered somewhere in here, which I usually don't. But once I saw this, I was like, all right, let me take another one. Usually I don't even add to position, I just let it run. But I did light, I traded light, so I was like, okay, let me put a little bit more. So somewhere in here, somewhere in here. Just gonna let them run. My first tranche I'll leave right here. You know what? I'll just let this. I'll let this close. I'll let this close before I close some of them. Okay, I'll put my first set underneath this. What do you call it? Underneath this body right here. And then the next set I'll leave on at break even for a little bit, or a little bit above break even, so I can cover fees. So this one here is gonna get stopped out on the breakup body. Hoping for another bite at the apple. Hoping for one more bite at the apple. Okay, it's about to stop me out. If it gets a little push up, then I'll move the stop real quick. If I get a little push. Maybe this little push I can collect a little bit more, right? A little bit more I can collect on this push. Let's see. I'm gonna back it down just a bit. I'll probably stay under this wick now. So I move from the bottom of this candle to under this wick. A little bit under the wick. A little bit under the wick, right? So this, there it is. Maybe that's a little bit better representation there. So the first tranche, if I get stopped out, it's gonna be here. And the entry was somewhere over somewhere in this candle, because I know this red candle scared me a little bit because of the wick. I probably got filled probably towards the top. Add it over here. The truth is, here's the truth. I didn't even mean to add it over here. I just took another trade. I get, yeah, I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. No sleep last night, so I probably need to pay attention to that better. Shouldn't be, hold on, let me just monitor this. I'll be right back. Okay, I'll probably close this. I'm gonna wait till this closes. Okay, stopped out. Good trade. Next set is down here, so let's see if it rejects off this magenta here. Here, watch out, right? We have to look out for this now. So continuation is obviously going to be here. We need to have a weak bear cycle again. Or see how this didn't cross? It's still just stopped me out for no reason. This one candle stopped me out. Look at it. Gosh darn it. That's fine. This candle stopped me out. So now we're just holding on to these other ones. I messed up. I mean, we're in profit, but I over leveraged by accident. I got lucky, but I over leveraged, and now I overextended myself. I made an accident. I mean, I'm fine. It was bank error in my favor, but something I gotta pay attention to. I was messing with stuff yesterday. All right, here we go. Come on. I'm gonna mark out high day. I'll just use 63, so it's not too. There we got high day. All right, so the entry that I took here, I moved the stop up to here now. I just wanted to survive this. So I'm not gonna get greedy. I see high a day, so I'm gonna start moving my stop again. Probably underneath this wick. Maybe underneath this body. Yeah, I'll move it underneath the body. A little bit underneath the body. If I get stopped out here, I get stopped out and I'll wait for the next setup. I messed up on my orders here. I mean, technically I didn't really mess up. It just caught me off guard because I didn't expect to see what I saw. High above the water. Okay, I'm gonna let this get a little bit above before I move the stop underneath 63.6. Or excuse me, 63.57. So the risky to take this flexion because you know the high of days right here, so risky. If you're waiting for the next setup, just wait. On our 30-minute, yeah, we broke the orange. Oh, perfect. Absolute perfect. So all we needed to do, all we needed today was to trade off the 30-minute chart. Trade off 30-minute chart, you should be done for the day. There's no reason to sit here and trade anymore. From 72, 62, 72 to 1 full point. That's almost 1 full point. It's 10 cents off of 1 full point. 10 cents off of 1 full point. I mean, yeah, look, if you just entered on our pink range, the pink ranger, if you entered on our pink ranger, big winner, 1 full point. I'm still in this trade. I want it to get above 59. It's testing it. Because I'm worried about this liquidity, I'm gonna move my stop. Underneath this wick right here. A little bit. I'll give it a little bit of space underneath the wick too. But just some frame of reference. If I get stopped out, I get stopped out. That's fine. I'll just take what the market gives me. I'm not going to get greedy. Okay, here we go. Come on. Alright, now I'm going to move my stop a little bit above. This might be a head forming here. This might be the head forming here. So I'm going to move the stop above 63.57. Right inside of it, right above it. I'll probably move it. I'm going to move it like $1 below just to see if just to see if this happens. Just as I said, yep. See, I moved it $1 below just to give myself a little bit of room because I want to see if this is going to be there it is. Okay. Now I'm going to move my stop above because I see, it's above. It's fine. Hopefully it shoots off from here. Hopefully we start this bull cycle right here, right now. Let's start the bull cycle. Let's get the 64. Come on, come on, come on. All right, I moved my stop. Stopped out. Okay, that was a good play. If it goes, if it keeps going, then oh well. All right. So what I could have done was held on because this is so high above the water. I could have just held on and let this and just ride this wave, but I got a little antsy. I also have a medical appointment in a little bit, so I don't want to get too attached to any positions. So maybe if I didn't have a time constraint, I'd probably leave it at 57, but I didn't want to overstay my welcome, so I didn't get greedy. All right. That was a good first move. That was a great first move. It's still not even over, so if you're holding, then good for you. Good for you. Clean the chart just a bit. Okay, I'm gonna take off this orange. It served its purpose, right? Break, retest, reject off of orange. I have the orange marked here and highlighted as well. So look, I have the orange highlighted in confidence level 3. So high confidence that if it breaks orange, that it's gonna be a call. And I have purple right here, level 3. So our puts would have been under here, underneath the 5. And if you needed more confirmation, underneath purple. Otherwise it would have been the call. The only other setup was calls on break of orange, right? Which was break of orange here, calls on break of orange, break, retest, reject orange. This is a perfect setup. This is a perfect setup that I overlaid from the 30 just for this moment right here. Oh, look at the money. So one full point. One actual full point today. Today's been a good day. I'm gonna clean up this chart though. I think we used the orange and I'll leave the purple. I'm gonna take the orange though. Okay. It's been a good day. Now let's look out for that now, okay? But we're so high above the water. Do you really want to fight the trend? You know, ideally, you want this bear cycle to go through. You get a bull cycle and then another bear cycle. That'll give you more confidence in your. Let one or two bear cycles go through. That's what I recommend. You do what you want, but because if this turns around right now on you, right? You're basically trying to call the top. As if you know where the top is, right? Now, let's look for the same pattern on the way down. So you see this pattern right here on the way up. This may be a little shoulder, a micro. Let's look at this micro. Let's look at this on a quantum level. So if you see a strong move like this over here, pointing down, then you know what you got to think, right? Okay, so your safety puts, safety, are gonna be like this when this cup closes. And hopefully that's around the 5, right? This will be ideal for puts, safety puts. And now I know you don't want to wait till it gets all the way down there. I get it. Hold on, give me a moment. Okay, I already drew this path, so you see this one. You already know that one. And that. So here's the micro. Let me make it a little bit better. Okay, I did this. What's wrong with me? Okay. So we know what pattern we want to see for the down and what pattern we want to see for the up. So just be patient here. And then risk to reward, right? Look at your high a day. High a day is right here. So you're better off waiting for this point in 57 to form support if it wants to go up. I'll be right back. Be patient. Don't overtrade. Watch out for the weak bear cycle. So to me, let me make sure everyone's paying attention. Okay, to me, for the up, this is just my opinion, right? To me, for the upside, it looks like this is thin structure, right? For the upside, I'd like to see something that looks a little deeper. And I like to use maybe this as a shoulder and this as a shoulder. I like this is deep structure that I like to see. A little bit thin, but you know, that's when you need to measure. This is where you need to decide, is this a good setup for me? So you're high above the water. You're about to start your bull cycle. But your high a day is here. I'll move it for you. It's right here. All right, give me 1 second. I'm gonna send a Discord request out. Ryan, if you're watching, the link was sent. Okay, back to the action. I think if the stock market just went a lot faster, we would all be a lot better, because you can see the momentum building up in the direction a lot easier than the slow, because the speed going this slow kind of like ruins your perspective. Because when I run, you know, on TradingView, it gives you the option to practice, and you can run replays, right? So you can replay the whole day. When I run the replays, it's so much easier when you add the speed in. Look, do you see why we wait for a confirmation? This is why we wait for confirmations, right here. You see we're in the liquidity box? This is why we wait for confirmations inside the liquidity box. This is why. This is exactly why we wait for the confirmation. We have to know this has been broken. One indication of that, right, is the break of this magenta. That would have been your first indication. But this would have been level 2 anyway. This would have been the 3. This would have been a level 2. And the reason why this is a 2 is because we have to watch out for this. Okay, so this is why I'm telling you everything what to be aware of, right? I said, to me, I would like to see deeper structure downwards before I go long, right? Especially at all-time highs. Are we at all-time highs? Oh no, close to it. Especially at highs, right? Let's see if we form support here. But we are I told you, we're about to start, maybe we're gonna start a bull cycle. And you don't want to fight the trend. That's why I said let a couple bear cycles go by before you start putting stock in puts, because you have to minimum clear out this liquidity to know where the direction, right? You have to get below this to know the direction. So if this is your range and you're taking a play here, you're in a 50-50. You're in a 50-50 shot here. So you wait for some type of confirmation. You wait for this liquidity to break and then make it support, right? For a break and retest like this. And you can do the same thing the other direction. You wait for this liquidity to break and retest. But then this break and retest will just tell you that you have enough strength maybe to get to here, right? To this little dance. And then under here, that's when you're, you know, looking for bigger targets like the 5. But, you know, realistically, we'd go level by level, right? So if we break this magenta, we go to, 62.50, which is also, right, this level over here. And then we want to break this level over here. Level by level, easy. You don't have to try to guess where the stock market's going to go. You just look to see. We have our parameters and we look to see the criteria for entry. Doesn't mean we're going to get every play. It doesn't mean they're all. Here's the thing. We have a setup in our mind, what we like the stock market to do. And if it happens, then we take those plays. You shouldn't be adjusting your strategy. Your strategy should stay the same, right? If this thing happens, then I do this. It shouldn't be, if this thing happens, then I need to come up with a new plan. That's not how it should work. I'll be right back. Trade light. Oh, I'm here. I'm just doing some administration work. Give me 1 second. I'm still here. All right, I'm back. Hey, yeah, get up in this live stream. Okay, back to the action. Give me 1 minute. Look for calls. Let's get some strength. Let's let it get some strength. Let's look for deep structure for calls. Let's let it get above 75.70. If it shoots out without you, I'm sorry. But for safety, I know this looks like a call scenario, but let's wait for a break and retest. Let's wait for a break and retest of this level. If it shoots out without you, I'm sorry. I like safety. I like caution. I don't like to, I like to trade with stress free. If I don't see the setup looking right, then there's no reason for me to take the trade. I'm just cleaning up the chart. Still above the water, right? If you've been in the Discord for a little bit, you know, no reason to leave the trade. And you know, while we're still above the water, you know those rules. Oh man, it'd be nice if we get a little pullback retest. How many people hate me right now? Okay, we're gonna recap this. So, give me 1 second. I'm sorry. 1 minute, 2 minutes. Okay, really quick recap for Discord members. Okay, so let's break this down. We had our liquidity box, our lick box. You know we like to lick boxes here. So we had our liquidity box. In this liquidity box, we want to look for structure, right? We wanted to look for, this would have been absolutely perfect, but it stopped us out here. So if this would have broke, this was our kind of an entry, right? It would have been a level 2 entry. If you're not in my Discord, you don't understand what level 2 means, but it's a level of confidence on the trade for puts, right? So our puts would have been underneath magenta. This never happened, so our puts never triggered, and these would have been risky puts, right? Our safety puts would have been somewhere underneath here. So these would have been our risky puts. So the only option was, you see how we faded up in the lick box? So we're looking for fades in the lick box. That's what we look for. That's how we determine direction. Okay. So the reason why I wanted to wait on an entry on this break of 63.75 is because I want to protect against a stop hunt, right? So the way you protect against a stop hunt is to wait for the retest. That's the only way. That's the only way. So I'm always looking out for the stop hunt. I'm always looking out for the stop hunt, and I'm willing to risk that the play moves without me, because I know that I've allowed for I've minimized my risk. As long as I let it come, you know, if I stick to my strategy, I know my risk is minimized. Once you start to see an opposite candle and it goes against your thesis, and you start panicking and you start moving your stop, that's when you get into the trouble of, when you get into this cycle of not letting your winners win, and then when you do lose, your losers are so big that your winners can't overcome it. That's when you start getting into into certain mental cycles, emotional cycles, because you're allowing the candles, the color of the candle, to dictate your emotion instead of allowing your strategy to work out for you. You're stepping in the middle and stopping it. You're putting your stop orders too soon, and you're stopping yourself out. So if you're in this play, you know, if you're in puts, your stop is at the top of the liquidity box. If you're in calls, your stop is at the bottom of the liquidity box. Simple. So have the confidence to understand that whenever we take out liquidity levels, whenever we have this type of motion inside of it, that's good. You want that. And then you look for which way it fades. See how it faded up? You know, it would have been better if it would have broke, retested, and rejected, you know, right immediately. That didn't happen. So you just wait for your setup. No big deal. Okay, let's see if we hit target. Where's the target? Okay. 64.55. I got in on this week retest, so my entry is horrible. My trade's protected, right? I can't lose from here. I got entered somewhere in here. My trade's protected. Okay, here we go. Let's get some strength. So break, here's the little retest. I would have preferred down here, but we're so high above the water. So yeah, trade's protected, can't lose from here. So we'll see what happens. I'm gonna set my stop and I'm gonna walk away. I'm inside of profit, so I can't lose. I was even able to cover my fees, so I can't lose from here, right? So I'm gonna walk away. Give me a minute, I'll be right back. And the reason why I'm doing this is if I sit here and I just constantly look at it, then I'm gonna start moving my stop. One candle's gonna, you know what? Let me just eliminate the possibility for that to happen. Let me let this win. Even though look how late my entry is. I waited for, and this is what I'm trying to tell you on, we're afraid of late entries a lot of times. I already know this liquidity has been taken out. I know I have a high probability of this next level. So that's why I'm not really, and I see we're above the water. We're in a very strong uptrend. If I got stopped out, I would have been stopped out on this wick right here. This wick right here, because I know this is not the break and retest, right? So I know what my support level was on this break and retest, so I put my stop right here. It was like to the dollar. I got filled in here, and now I'm just riding the wave, and I'm gonna walk away, and I'll be right back. Don't overtrade. Sorry, the reason why I went through that whole little monologue was just to tell you that a lot of times we're too afraid because we think the entry's late. So I'm showing you, if you just took out all this liquidity, and this is a good little dance. Look how long it danced in this box. From 9:54 to 10:27. So half an hour dancing around in this box, building strength. That's what this means. This is building strength. Whenever you see it goes up and down like this, that's building strength. And then you see the fade here. Here, watch. This wick was one indication that we're fading. This candle was your confirmation. But this I will say, these two candles really, I guarantee, faked out a lot of people. I guarantee it. And the reason I'm saying that because I'm one of them. not that it faked me out because I didn't take the trade, but it left me with a bias. If I was feeling risky, if we weren't in such a strong uptrend, I probably would have taken this break of magenta here, but the uptrend's too strong for me to take one break, right? I need at least to take out this level and then test this level. Before I'm going in on puts, let me just break it down for you. Oh wait, I did the wrong thing. So let's say you're here. Before I'm going in puts over here, I need to know for sure that we took this level out and we're testing this level. Because how would I know we're gonna start a downtrend? If this is the uptrend, right? If this is the uptrend from here to here, then we don't start the downtrend until we get, obviously, oh, why'd I do that? We don't start the downtrend until we get below this, right? Because we need to see our structure play out. That's why I'm not going to jump at this one, because I know it could easily do this. That's why this one is the safety one, because you see the liquidity built up on magenta, right? So you can't, you know, that's why this is a 2. From here to here is a 2. From here, you know, I'm probably going to go a 3. Confidence level 3. So this is my thought process. If this doesn't happen, then I'm not going to take a trade. Everything has to happen like that. If it doesn't, then oh well. Okay, now I'm going to take a second and oh look, see, it's a good thing I was doing all that talking, because look, if I wasn't talking, and then this candle might have stopped me out, because there's no reason for me to get out until this closes, or you know, if I see it, or if I hit my target. So now that I'm paying attention, I'll probably move my stop. What I got in over somewhere in here. I'll move it below this wick right here. Trade's protected, can't lose. I'll move it a little bit more. Let me collect a little bit more money. There, okay. Now we're protected. Now we got some cash. Now we can buy a coffee for the day. There we go. Now we're protected. All right. Now I don't care what happens. I'm gonna get up, walk away, hopefully hit the target. I'm not gonna walk away. I'm gonna sit here and watch the money that we're collecting. Look at the money we're printing. Now the margin of error between this flexion is, let's see, from the bottom of this wick, 63.90 to 63.79. So you're talking about a 10-cent difference between this flexion point here that I drew. 10 cents. On a stock that costs $663, excuse me, $64.44 at the time of this speaking, you're telling me 10 cents is the $664.41, and you're telling me that 10 cents stopped you, right? You see what I'm saying? Now you're like, oh, but I needed the confirmation. Here's your okay, profit target hit. All right, hold on, let me monitor. I wasn't paying attention. I need to get another second bite at the apple. Gosh darn it. It's really hard to teach and trade and... Okay, second bite at the apple. Thank goodness. Okay. You usually get a second bite of the apple. It's rare that it just touches target one time and turns around. You usually get a second bite. Or, you know, you can get another attempt. Here we go. Now I can... Okay, now I feel better. I didn't like seeing... I looked up and I see a goddamn red candle and... Okay, here we go. See? Maybe a third attempt. A third bite at the apple. Let's go. Okay. I'm going to move my stop a little bit. I'm just going to take full profit here because I want to. I'm going to take profit. I'm going to exit all the contracts. I have 4. I went light because I got a late entry. I have 4 only, so I'm going to stop out. I'll leave it here. I'm going to try to hit target. If not, then I'll stop. I'm not going to talk because I'm just focused right now, so just give me a second. damn, the price is moving inside the candle so quick. I'm trying to not stop myself out while maximizing my profit. This is a good trade, right? This is a really good trade. From, let's see, even if you got the worst entry on the flexion, let's see, even if you went up here, 64.20. Okay, profit target hit. Oh, I had my stop up here. All right, well, this stopped me out. It stopped me out already. I didn't even. Okay, stopped me out. That's fine. That was a good trade. Oh no! Don't look. Oh my goodness! I got stopped out. It's not easy to. I don't know if I'm making excuses or if it's actually harder to like teach this, go between screens, move my stop, adjust my stop, draw a path. I don't know if I'm making excuses or if it's actually difficult. Because this is like the third time this week that I stop myself out while I'm talking. And it's only because I'm sitting here paying attention. If I got up and walked away like I wanted, none of that would have happened. I promise you. It's only because I'm sitting here paying attention. I should have got up and walked away. Gotta practice what you preach. It's okay. It's okay. We had a good day, right? We had I took one here. I bought some more by accident over here. I think we took some profit on this, took the rest over here, and then we got back in over here. So we have 1, 2, 3 trades on the day. All calls. Oh my goodness, look at that. See, this is why you wait for the MACD to close. You don't have to, right? You don't have to, but I don't know if you noticed by now, but I'm trying to show you patterns, and I'm trying to tell you why I'm doing the things that I do, because I've recognized these patterns for so long. You know, after so many times, and it's gonna happen to you too. You're gonna get there too. It takes time. It takes time. So what my ask is of you is just that you follow my lead. And I know this is gonna be difficult, but you've seen damn near almost a year now. Well, no, February is gonna be a year. So February is gonna be a year. February 3rd is gonna be a year of a winning strategy. Oh my god, and it stopped me out. I'm not gonna be upset because I'm not upset about it because I took that time and effort to teach and to do what I can to help everybody. So I'm not greedy right now. That's fine. We do it every day, right? And if I wanted to, if it was really that important to me, I can get back in right now, but I'm not going to. I'm just gonna let the play leave, and that's that. 65 might be the target. 65 might be the target. Let's see if we get another weak bear, hit 65, and then this would be here. Watch. See that shoulder now? This is good liquidity on a shoulder. Okay, listen to me. Everyone in Discord right now, listen to what I'm saying. Look at this up. Let me make sure. Okay, listen. Look at this uptrend. You cannot. Oh, I know. Okay, let me give it. You cannot call the top. Stop trying to call the top. You don't know, right? So if you can admit as an adult that you don't know where the top is and where it's going to turn around, if we can get there, then there's hope, right? Because let me teach you the next step. Because the next step of knowing where the top was is you need to take out some levels of liquidity. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Oh my goodness, 65. I told you I could, if I was that, I could have got in right now, right? I just said it. I could have got in right now and rode it to 65. If it was that important to me. But, I just said it. I literally just said it. That's fine. Anyways, like I was saying, stop trying to call the top. You'll know the top when this happens. Watch. I'm making an example. When we form a liquidity box here, and then only if we take this level out, will you know that this is the top. Only. This is the only. If you think that you are gonna call the top here just because it makes sense, that's fine. But if you're in this Discord, stop that. Only when you know your head liquidity has been taken out and you're working on taking out your shoulder liquidity, which if this is the watch, head, left shoulder, right shoulder, this has to happen for safety puts. Okay, when I'm saying safety puts, this has to happen for safety puts. Now if you are, you know, if you're a gangster and you got some time and experience, or you've you got some time and experience in the game a little bit, then hold on, let's see if the head formed here. Let's see if we break back below what is this key level here and then start this bear cycle. Let's look for some confluence here. But anyways, like I was saying, stop trying to call the top up here. I know it looks juicy to try to call a top. I get it. I've done it so many times and failed myself. Right? I've done it so many times and failed. And it's only because I'm impatient, because I'm greedy, because I'm allowing fear and greed to consume my mind. Instead of stress-free trading. Now, what is stress-free trading? Stress-free trading is saying, okay, I know what needs to happen before I even make a move. If this thing doesn't happen, then there's no point in me making a move. It just has to be. You have to be robotic with this stuff. Come on, let's see if we hit 65 target. Look, you see, look, you're better off waiting for this MACD to close. Look, it got close, but it didn't close. Right to the target. And I told you, over here, I told you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes ago, it's not unreasonable because look, we broke above. It's not unreasonable to think we're gonna touch this liquidity. It's not unreasonable. You have to, now that are you understanding probabilities now? Are you understanding probabilities? This is a probability game. And that's how you measure your risk to reward. You have to understand your probabilities. And then once your probabilities, you got a good win ratio, risk to reward ratio, that's when the money starts coming in. And that takes patience. That takes discipline. Discipline the most. It looks like we might be forming a head here. Might be forming a head right here. Look, all the way to 65, you know there's a ton of liquidity here, right? So there's probably a cup that closed. There's probably a cup that closed right here. Boom. Okay, watch. We're gonna go to the 5. Oh, gosh darn it. Okay, early this morning, look at this is from this morning. Break, retest, reject. Again, you're talking about how much? 82 to 76. You're talking about 6 cents difference between this flexion point for the break up and this candle bottom. You're talking about 6 cents. If you didn't make money from this break and retest right here, how much is that? 3 full points. If you didn't make money here, I've done my job for the day. I know that. I know I've done my job. I know I've done my job because number one, we had this morning. Number two, we had all of our call outs throughout the whole goddamn morning. Number three, we have our Pink Ranger. The Pink Ranger has been 100% since I started. The Pink Ranger's been 100%. Okay, so now that this cup has closed, watch this. Let's see. One of two things is gonna happen. One of two things, and now you're gonna call me a wizard. No, I'm just kidding. Watch. We close the cup. One of two things. We're either gonna like this. Oh, I ran out of runway. Like this is a reasonable play, right? This is not unreasonable. Or this is what's gonna happen. We have so much strength to the upside that we do this. Okay? So if here, I'm giving you some sauce right now. Cup and handles play out in two different ways. Okay? Two different ways. So if it's really strong, it'll break above, retest and reject. Otherwise, it'll retest the same level, retest, and then give you your strength here. So that's what you're looking out for. Or hold on, give me a second. Now we need to see if this is gonna play out, right? You always need to look for what's next. What's the next thing ahead? What do I need to look out for? Where are the pitfalls? Where's the liquidity? Of course, there's gonna be liquidity on 65. Why? Psychological number. Psychological number. It's not crazy for me to think that there's going to be a pullback here. It's not crazy. Why would it be crazy? You know that there's liquidity here. And if you didn't know, now you do know. And above 65.00, I would like someone in the Discord to tell me where the next level, psychological level of liquidity is. Above 65.00. Does anyone know? Pop quiz. What is going on in this chat? I will absolutely smoke meth if I am pushing it. What? What is going on in the chat? There, that's the right answer. 65.50. Why? Because it's a psychological level. The market just likes the round numbers. Now you're starting to see the pattern. You're becoming. See, I don't train. A lot of people on the internet. Here's what the difference between me and everybody else. And I'm not gonna say that I know this for a fact, but I got a good inclination. Is that a lot of other people are training you to be followers, so you can follow them, and you are forever beholden to whatever they tell you to do. If you need to, hey, you need to sign up now or else the price is going, whatever it is, whatever they're telling you to do, they're teaching you to be followers. And I'm not saying it doesn't work, but the difference is I'm teaching you to be a leader. I'm teaching you this to be a leader. Eventually you're not going to need me. I know this. So you're like, well, then why are you doing it if you're pricing yourself out the game? My business strategy is volume. Is that if I have a solid product that people enjoy, then through the magic of capitalism, I use volume. I'm hoping to show many people the benefit of this strategy and how it works. And if they need proof, it's all over the internet. Go look at my channel. Go look at all my live streams. The proof's right there. Now, you're high above the water. Just because you're in a bull cycle doesn't mean anything. You're too high above the water. Okay? Okay, so the reason we're going over this is because I'm training the Discord members. You can't rely on the indicators. You know how we use the indicators, and it's not for our entries, okay? If we can use the indicators for confluence to tell us, oh, okay, we have more than one reason to tell us to take a trade, okay, I get it. But we don't trade off the indicators. If you want to do that, then you're going to ruin your account. You're simply just going to ruin your account because it doesn't work like that. If it worked like that, everyone would be rich. Okay, if you've been in my Discord for any amount of time over, I don't know, let's say a month or two, I've been telling, because I know we've been having issues with getting stopped out, stopping ourselves out, not letting our winners win, right? We've been having that issue. The remedy, I even wrote a goddamn letter to tell you about placing your stops, about stop loss placement. Remember your sell order placement? I wrote this, I don't know, 2-page letter. And inside that letter, you know, we said we gave some strategies to try to let the winners win. If you're not trying, then nothing I can do. Right? There's nothing I can do. You got to try. Because everyone knows for the last few months, I've been saying, if you're above the water, and if you're not in the Discord, you're not going to know what that means. So join the Discord, send me an email, LiveSPYTrading@gmail.com. I'll get you sorted out. But the first candle, I said we're above the water. We're in a strong uptrend. If we stay above magenta, you know what direction we're heading. If we have a weak bear and we stay inside of this magenta, you know what direction. Everything happened perfectly. There's no reason to leave the trade because why? We're above the water. And I'm trying to teach you. Now you see I'm taking profit when I can. I'm giving you ways to look at it. Okay, let's see. This is man, look at this uptrend. Okay, anyways, like I was saying, the Discord knows what I'm talking about. We're above the water. No reason to leave the trade. Our entry was way over here. Or look, if you just followed our Pink Ranger strategy, look at the Pink Ranger. Cheese and rice. All right, look, what did we say was going to happen? One of two things is going to happen when this, look, it's either going to reject here, or if it has enough strength, it's gonna shoot above and reject. But look, it's gonna have a pullback at some point. Man, if it goes to 50, that'll be amazing. I'd like everyone to pay attention to the MACD. I want everyone to look to see around the 10 o'clock time frame. Look how high above the water this is. Look at the blue line, the signal line. And then you see big volume coming in on our bear cycle. But look, it was so high above the water that it didn't matter. Look at the price. You see, this is what I'm talking about. The orange line, your MACD line, is the current. This is the current. Your blue line is the swimmer. Okay, so if you're above the water, and I know this doesn't make sense to be above water and swimming, but follow me, right? If you're above the water, then that means the swimmer is having a hard time swimming downwards because the current will take over. And if you're above the water pointing down, you're just going sideways. So hopefully that helped. See, this is kind of the break and retest that I wanted to see over here. You see how it broke the level, retested the exact level, and then I wanted that to happen here. It didn't, but I was like, you know what? We're still in this uptrend. No reason for me to fight it. And, you know, we were able to take profit here. And then I started talking and I didn't, yeah, I talked too much. Again, we're looking for the fake out, right? So if this is going to be the head, we want to look for the fake out. Which is why we want to look for the break of the level, retest the level, rejection of the level. All right, I'm still here. I'm just focusing right now. So before you make any assumption, now we are overbought. We are an overbought, right? So a pullback wouldn't be crazy. Okay, yeah, let's see if a pullback wouldn't be crazy right now. Now you see you're back in the liquidity box. Right? You're back in the liquidity box. Do you know what direction? Do you know what's going to happen? Do you know if it's going to hit here and bounce off? Or do you know if it's going to get below and start to reject under? Do you know? You don't know. So why don't you wait? Why don't you wait? Wait for one of these things to happen is what I'm saying. And if it doesn't happen, then it doesn't happen. If it's another structure that's playing out, then this one didn't play out. Then you're safe, right? You can't lose the trade you don't take. Just be patient. You're in the middle of the water here. You don't know what's going to happen. Just be patient. Look for a fade. Look for a fade. You see how this one faded in the liquidity box? Which way it faded? Faded up, right? Now, the only thing you have to worry about the fade is to keep discipline, because look, this right here could have faked you out to make you think we're fading down. So keep your discipline, right? You have your entries. You know that at this point here, the put entry would have been underneath this magenta. So we needed to stay disciplined here. Again, you're in a strong uptrend. You're high above the water. You're high above the water. You don't know of a downtrend until has to be somewhere below here. It simply just has to be. So if you're trying to call the top, why? You don't know that. You won't know that this is the top until you get down here. And that's the honest truth. That's just the answer. And if you're looking for any other answer, then stop. And if you're taking trades, puts before then, you know, that's on you. That's the risk you're taking. I'm telling you where the safety is. Somewhere underneath here. That's the answer. Now when we get to here, then I can be a little more specific, but until then, you know, we have to take out this liquidity first. This is priority number one for puts. We have to take this out. If you know something I don't, and you think that this is gonna happen, then okay, then you know that you see maybe a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder, and it should be down, and this will confirm once we break this down here. So wait for that to happen if that's your thesis, if that's your analysis. Oh man, look at the time. I got another few minutes. Let me set you guys up for the rest of the day. I'm gonna clean up this chart. Everyone sees on the 5 minute what's happening. Hey, let me send a message really quick. Oh, I thought I muted the damn mic and I didn't. Could have been bad. All right, let's see. Okay. So if we get above this lick box, don't forget, here's the high a day right here. We'll put high a day in pink. Measure risk to reward. So high a day on pink, and then 65.50 next level. I gotta take out some of these lines. They're too similar. They serve their purpose. Okay, I'll leave these down here. Oh no, I can take. Okay, this is our magenta. So I'll change the color of this one then. Too close. Okay, well that didn't work. Okay, Usually I have the our up scenarios plotted. However, we use key level. We just stayed inside of. We're just in an uptrend. So, I probably should have been doing this, but it wasn't necessary because we didn't need it. But now we need it, so it's here now. So forgive me for my tardiness. I have to get out of here shortly. Okay, I think I like this blue. Let me do some work here. I'm gonna clean this up. All right, everyone sees this. We all knew there was gonna be a pullback here. No surprise. All right, cool. And you see, I think this is a good possibility for a pullback on this bigger cup. It doesn't mean it has to happen. It could easily turn around right here. It doesn't have to go all the way down there. What I'm saying is, if it does come all the way down here, this cup is actually still in play because it hasn't broken the structure. Okay, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's still possible for this move down here to grab liquidity from around this level to push up. This is obviously much, you know, not for today. I don't know if we got runway for that today, but see, look, stress-free. No reason to even worry about anything while we're still inside this liquidity box. Stress-free. Okay, so I do like how we're getting this pullback here, right? So we're building liquidity in blue. So we're gonna see if break of blue. Well, break of blue was our up for over here, so we'll use break of blue. But again, you got to measure risk to reward. So if we're high up, let's say we're here and we had blue, and it broke blue way up here, you know your target's pink. So you got to measure risk to reward, right? So the further down you go inside of blue, the better you are. The more liquidity is being built up. But again, nothing's changed. Your safety puts are still here. And we still have hours for that to happen. So don't try to front run it. You see we're in this liquidity box right here. You know, and you don't know if it's going to hit it and turn around. Just like it did here. How it hit this and turned right around. It hit exactly on our magenta. So look, we're in blue until we're not. So if you're in puts, if you took this head, you're in blue until you're not. Your exit needs to be on blue if you took this head. If, I'm not telling you have to. Now look, you see the head, shoulder, shoulder. Maybe this is gonna work out. Maybe it's gonna work out this time. Because remember, we had the same thing over here. We had a head, a shoulder, and maybe another shoulder, and look, boom. Reality hit us in the face over here. Okay, we expected a pullback. This is nothing new for us. So, how did we know there was going to be a pullback here? Oh, actually, we knew because we have a trading plan. If you look at the trading plan, which is in our analysis section of our Discord, go to the trade plan. It's in the analysis portion. We're gonna look for the micro cup and handle. Yeah. Absolute perfection. If anyone's looking at that Discord at the trade, what is it? The analysis portion, this was planned out. What time? What time did I go in? In Pacific time, 5:12. 5:12 Pacific time. And also, look, we had our, so here's how you do the day, right? We look at our trading plan, we look at all of our possibilities, right? If you look at the trading plan on the 30-minute, you'll see that I have highlighted a purple and I have highlighted an orange. These, and look at the number that I have highlighted with a 3 and also with a 3. These are my confidence levels. So the higher the confidence level, the more likely the play is to play out the way I said. So if you're looking at our trading plan, since this is our down, orange is our down algorithm, on the break of orange was our call entry, which also coincided with our pink ranger. So we knew everything, what to expect. Whenever thing A happened, we knew what to do. We knew what thing B was going to be. So this is how it works. You wake up in the morning. I'm already way ahead of you. I've already done all the work I need to do. I'm going to make this trading plan. We're going to look for the setups. When those setups present themselves, you assess. Is this a good trade or not? Is it? And then you have to ask yourself, okay, this fool's been putting out these setups for damn near a year and they hit every time. Right? So now you gotta ask yourself, is it a reason? Should you take the play? Why should you? Just because I said? No, not because just I said. Because there's reasons why. Because we have data, we have proof to show that we know what we're doing. We have proof to say, number one, we need to break this liquidity box, and number two, we need to break magenta for our puts. That never happened. So the setup never, that's what I'm saying. Why are you trying to call the top? Stop trying to call the top. It doesn't make sense. You'll know this was a top once you get down here. These are the rules. If you don't see that this is how it works right now in front of your face, that I just proved it, you know, it didn't have to work. But I'm just showing you that, you know, you got a better probability of going with the winning strategy. We know what the winning strategy is. We don't have to think too hard. You just have to know how to, whenever your entries do happen, risk management. That was the whole letter yesterday. The whole letter yesterday was risk management. All right, look at this. Look at this. How did I know that it was a possibility we're gonna bounce off of this magenta? How did I know that? The answer is I didn't know it, right? I didn't know it. I know the pattern, what to expect. And if you don't know the pattern, what to expect, fine. That's what I'm here for. And if you're taking trades before our entries, then you're not using our strategy, and it's going to be impossible for you to win. If you're in this liquidity box trying to assume that this is going to be the top, then you know you're not paying attention, and we just need to make slight adjustments. As long as we can identify the problem, then we can fix the problem. And if you don't see what the problem is by now, you're going in too early. You're not allowing liquidity to build. Because look, what if this box extends out for another 20 minutes? We don't know. The other day it took like an hour. I think it was, yeah, it was over here where I did a break and retest like this, and look, it took like an hour, or however long it took, 2 hours, however long it took for it to actually play out. Okay, back to the action, sorry. Okay, so this is on this break of blue, kind of thin structure. I would like to see, hold on, let me clean it up so I can show you what my eyes are looking for. I'm just gonna clean up this chart really quick to show you what my eyes are looking for. My eyes are looking for, I want to see a liquidity grab. Is everyone paying attention? Let me get back into the, okay, listen, I want to see a liquidity grab. Do you always see it? No, but I want to see it. And this is what I'm talking about. So I see the dance happening right here. This is the dance I'm talking about. Okay, I see the dance right here now, and then I see maybe a liquidity grab right here where it shoots down. I want to see the same dance over here, right? And then I want to see us get back above. That'll show me that we're fading up. If I see another shoulder forming here with the up, that'll tell me we're fading up. This is what I like to see. I need to see a liquidity grab. Liquidity grab meaning the spike down and then the spike recovery. You remember I'm telling you about those angles, right? The angle is very important to me. And the reason why is because it tells me that there's strength in the move. For example, you see how the angle on this, how this angle is sharp, and then the sharp recovery. Same thing right here, sharp recovery. Now let me show you the pitfalls. That's what my eyes are looking for. Let me show you the pitfall. Look at this. This right here, sharp recovery, faked me out so bad the other. And then I was still holding on to the idea all the way till here. I just refused to give up on this call here. And you know, the entry technically was up here, but it just goes to show you that, you know, your emotions play into it, and wait for the confirmation. My confirmation was above 87, but I was already convinced down here, so I should have waited for the confirmation. It didn't really have an effect on me, but still, just showing you the pitfalls. Because even though it did look kind of good to me, it still didn't work out the way I wanted, and you can't win them all. Can't win them all. It's not a thing. So if that's in your mind, get it out of your mind. Okay, here's some things that take into consideration. On our 5 minute, we might be starting a bear cycle, but we're above the water. So above the water bear cycle would tell us continuation up, right? On our 5 minute. Now, how long, how much we're gonna get out of it, I don't know. Our 30 minute, we're still strong in this trend. Oops. Okay, green is our 30-minute trend. So on the break of one green, because the trend is so strong, I'm not comfortable with it. I like to see another green. I like to see another green form, and again, it's going to be somewhere over here. It's not going to be up here. Could it dump from here? Yes. What I'm trying to explain is safety. Where are you most likely to get the winner? And let's say we run out of runway and it never comes down here, then oh well, right? Then oh well. So then that means all we have playing out is, watch, let me show you. Then that means all we have playing out is, look at the pattern, break a blue, right? So we broke blue for the up. That's one pattern. Look at the pattern. Break a blue. Break a blue for the up. On the wins, I'm gonna have to go, even though I didn't do break a blue, I was doing it level by level. It technically should have been break a blue. I just wasn't able, I got caught up in the trend and teaching. Now we want to look to see if that same thing's gonna happen again. We need to see if the same thing's gonna happen again with, we got the up and then break a blue. So we need to see if we have if this, but look how close we are to the zero line now. Look how the MACD has been, look at the strength of the MACD now. It's close to zero, which means sideways, right? So again, just because it broke blue, you gotta look for structure. We want deep structure, right? It would have been nice for this thing to come down. It would have been really nice to, because it's kind of sideways. From when the liquidity box started over here, it's just sideways. We want to see, you know, structure, not exactly sideways chop the whole way. Here, let me clean up the chart. I'm going to redo this lick box just to extend it. Because remember, like I said, this lick box could extend for an hour or hours or all day. That's why we have them. These lick boxes could extend however long. We don't know. We just know that it's, look, this was a lick box. Look at this lick box. Look how long it went for. From 23, 12, 2 hours, 3 hours. So this is why the puts have to be here. I'm telling you for safety. And if the price never gets down here, then you don't lose anything. If it dumps from here and it goes exactly to here, then I'm sorry. But I'm telling you, safety. I'm not here to try to have you gamble your money and say, see, I told you I was right. I don't care. Excuse me. It's not important to me to be right. I'd rather you have money in your pocket than me be right. So let's just be patient. We know we're in this liquidity box, and we see that patience is the key, right? We can't just start, look at all this movement in here. We have to allow these movements to happen. Let the liquidity break, and then you ride the wave. Watch for the fade. I have to get out of here soon. I absolutely have to get out of here soon. I was late for the doctor yesterday. I can't do the same thing. And you know, we would like to see maybe a shoulder, maybe a head. This is still too thin, right? It's thin because, you know, we need it to look like this. That's what we, a little bit deeper. We need deep structure. It doesn't mean it can't happen, right? We could just be riding this energy. We could just be riding this wave from all the way down here. It doesn't mean that, you know, you've seen thin structure play out exactly the way it should. It's just not ideal. Doesn't mean it's not going to happen. It's just not ideal. Ideal, right? What I mean by that, for example, I wanted to break and retest here, and or no, I think it was over here. I wanted to break, was it here? A break and retest here, and it was shallow. It didn't go all the way down to where I wanted, but you know, close enough for government work. I think over here was like what, 10 cents away or something like that. Okay, did I tell the Discord about Snapchat? I don't know if I gave the Discord the Snapchat play. I think maybe I did, but Snapchat is going crazy. So the Snapchat play I gave everybody, that's a big winner. This is a long-term play. Mr. Jack, this is a long-term play. Sometimes I put out, you can look in the trade chat to go, you have to search through it though, because we have quite a few plays in there. Okay, let's see what we got. Our USAR play is hitting pretty well. And I think Dre Day put out UMAC yesterday, and UMAC is 50% up. So many ways to win in the Discord. Good job, Dre Day, with that call out. And also Snapchat is hitting really nice right now. So we're doing pretty well. We're doing well. We're doing okay. Don't get greedy. Oh, Snapchat's doing really nice. And our USAR, it's fine. It had a little pullback, but rare earth elements got another huge bump from Trump, or another grant from Trump. So I'd hold on to that position a little longer. It's in profit. If you would have taken it when I suggested, it's in profit. Okay. Oh my goodness, I'm late. Oh my god. Hold on. I was supposed to be setting you guys up on the 5-minute. Oh, I mean, it's all... Okay, so let's see if we get some deep structure here, or if it... Look, if we break below and start rejecting underneath, right? Man, I kind of want to see how this plays out. I want to see how this plays out. I guess technically this break of blue would have been a break of blue, and you would have to hold for and this is a scary candle. So let's see what happens on this break of blue. I have to get out of here. I'm gonna put it on mute and I'm gonna start getting ready in the background. So I'll be right here. Give me a second. Okay, really quick, I changed up blue because it's not the same algo. It's a little too far off. I'm wondering if yellow is the actual one. I think it may be yellow. Let me test it really quick. I think blue is actually yellow. I'm gonna replace blue with yellow, I'm sorry. Okay, I like yellow better. It's a little more accurate. It took me a little bit to find it, I'm sorry. A little more accurate. Oh man, Alright, let's see which way we're fading. Let's see what happens at this key level right here. Alright, we broke this magenta. Broke this magenta. I'm really sorry about the change up on the blue, but I just spotted it, so it happens. This is what it is. I know technically blue was our entry, but this algo showed me that it changed. All right, now if we do get below 64.55, don't get caught in this range right here. Meaning, if you get down here, don't be so committed to the position that you're thinking it's gonna go down even more, because there's a lot of liquidity built up right here in this lick box. Okay, I'm gonna start getting ready. I'll be right back. Okay. Okay, we're still holding up in this yellow. The break of this magenta technically was a put entry. This would have been a 1. This would have been a 1, confidence level 1. This is a confidence level 2. And then we'll go here. It needs to be below this one for 3. So wherever this magenta starts, it has to be underneath 63.75. So hopefully something like that. That'll be 3. But again, you have to watch out for this if you're gonna trade without me. Okay, on the 1 minute, use the 1 minute to guide. I'm just using the 1 minute for today because I'm in a rush. But, you know, look, if you're green for the day, look at this move we had. Why trade anymore? Just be done. You already win. You've won for the day. Just leave. You know who I'm talking about. Anyways, okay. Oh, man, I really want to see what's going to happen right here. I really want to see what's going to happen right here. Because break a yellow technically should be our call entry. It looks like it's gathered enough. Okay, wait for your entries. Don't overtrade. Wait for your setups. If it doesn't look good, then leave it alone. And if it goes without you, then don't have FOMO about it. You made your decision. Live with your decision. Be an adult. Okay. I love you all. We're going to do the same thing tomorrow. If you have any questions, just send me a DM because I don't even have time to get back in the Discord to talk right now. But YouTube, it's been a pleasure. If you have any, if you're interested in learning how to trade like this, send me an email to LiveSPYTrading@gmail.com and I'll get you sorted out. Discord members, we're going to do the same thing tomorrow. You guys have a good day. Bye.